Good morning, everyone. I'm Jenny. Thanks for tuning in to this week's Cosmic Vibes series. I'm going to be talking about the daily energy, what's coming up. We have the full moon and the eclipse season. So before I begin, I wanted to introduce you to my special guest, Valentino. You can find him on Instagram. He has his own page, Valentino 2026-888. He is my new baby, King Charles Cavalier Spaniel puppy. So this is his normal nap time, but I wanted to bring him in just so you guys can meet him before I begin. And also, my free clairvoyant readings has been rescheduled till the 10th of February. I was going to say November. 10th of February, Tuesday at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, or 11 a.m. Pacific. So I'm just going to put him back in his little bed, and then we will start. So 1 second, please. There you go. So there you have it. There was Valentino. There is my special guest. So I got the dates mixed up. I did pick him up. And it was quite funny because when I had picked him up, I had his little traveling case and all set, everything. So I started driving away, and his traveling case started to come undone. He started to undo his travel case. He started to come out. There, needless to say, he created a huge traffic jam. Like, oh my gosh. I had to stop. There was traffic backed up because I'm like, sorry, you guys, sorry. My little baby here, So had to get him all settled back and everything. So there you have it. There you have it, you guys. That was my special guest, and he very well will be more present on other videos as well, and during the free readings. So you can also ask him. He's a very old soul. So let's start this week's Cosmic Vibes series. Oh my God, February 1st to the 6th, we are in eclipse season. Eclipses are life changing. This is when expect the unexpected can happen at any given time. The good and the bad and the ugly. So for those of you who have been watching my series, I've been saying whatever it takes, try to resolve issues that are no longer working for you. That's not working for you in whatever way. Because what happens is during this eclipse season that starts on February 1st until March 19th, what is not working for you, what is not in alignment, the universe steps in, the eclipse steps in and can take it away from you just like that. Sudden endings, if it's jobs, relationships, whatever it is. So, nobody likes to deal with challenges and problems and such like that. However, we can't run from it because it's during the eclipse and certain times, of course, it comes back on us. So I would seriously take advantage of this situation right now and just start resolving things. You don't have to be perfect. There's always stuff that we don't want to do that we know we have to do. Just start the process and work through things, because you might find that certain people are going to be coming back as well from the past. It's similar like Mercury retrograde with that, but no. So past people coming back, you very well could see surfacing during the eclipse. Maybe somebody wants to reconnect with you. And if there's somebody that wants to apologize, or if you want to resolve issues from somebody in the past, now is the time to do it. So you don't have to, you know what I mean? But I ended my relationship with that person or whatever. Yeah, you don't need to get back involved with it. You don't need to step back into that. If you feel that you have resolved that issue from within your heart, that's what matters right now. So we start off the 1st of February, the 2nd of February, with the full moon in Leo. What a start to the month. So Leo energy is from the heart. So I always stress out, speak from your heart, speak with integrity, your truth, and so on. Make sure you do that. You should be doing that always, anyways. However, if you want to have those one-on-one conversations with whomever it is, open your heart and speak to them during this time, during this full moon. You're going to find that you're going to be more creative. You very well could be feeling different because of the eclipse energy with the full moon. You could have been feeling that even before, because the eclipse energy steps in and starts actually even before the eclipse season starts. So how many of you are like, you know what, I'm starting to feel different. I don't know. I don't know if it's change. I don't know if it's this or that. It's the eclipse. That's why. So you're going to start to see even more this week what decisions you made in January, the beginning of January, or decisions you made in January. You're going to see that coming more to fruition now. Like even with Valentino, I put a deposit down on him in December, but January, things happen. Look at what happened in January. So you could very well be feeling more emotional. It's the full moon, of course. But with the eclipse energy, oh my gosh, don't compare things. Just try to release the past. Look at what you guys have learned from past situations. Really utilize that wisdom from them because you're going to start to see a lot more clarity where things are during this full moon. Like, thank goodness, right? So, full moons keep you up. The energy is very strong. You very well could be like more walking and talking your truth. You should be talking your truth anyways. But you could be like, yeah, I'm walking and I'm talking my truth. I'm more grounded in alignment. Yes. The eclipse is here to help you get back into alignment. So anything could happen, like anytime there's eclipse season, I'm like, oh my God, because one of my like a big appointment, I have to get checked twice a year with my skin cancer and such. And actually that's in February too. And I'm like, oh my goodness, right? But don't freak out. Don't even go there. You know what I mean? This is a huge time to manifest during the eclipse, new or full moon as it is. So you're gonna want to be more authentic. You should be authentic anyways. So let fear go, release fears. So things could be feeling a little bit off as well. That's the full moon energy. You know, the energy of this eclipse is bringing things together. You have to trust this process. We might not like what happens. Poof, all of a sudden this ends and that ends and this ends. And oh my gosh, more truth is being exposed with certain things. I mean, it's obvious with the world, hello, but it's more so truth even in your private life as well. The world events, you're just going to continue to see truth unfolding and so on and so on and so on. But pay attention to what's happening in your private life. I just try to distance away from world events and such like that. I rant and rave on certain accounts, yes, but I just kind of leave it at that. I have people sending me, look what's going on in the world. I'm like, I don't want to see it. I can read into the energy already, you know? So pay attention. If you want to end a relationship or a job, now is the time to do it before the eclipse steps in. Have that heart to heart talk. This isn't working for whatever reasons. So you have to be really honest, like really honest with this. So this is a very huge transformational time spiritually on so many different levels, so many different levels. So you're going to be continuing to be healing old wounds that are coming up. That's going to continue on and on and on. Even me, I get triggered, like I had to take Valentino into the vet. So of course I got triggered, because of Bella and such, right? So it's just something that you have to have faith and all of these things with, and so on and so on. So now this eclipse, look back if you can remember to February 2008, 2008. For some of you, you might remember, some of you might be like, I don't know. But there could be some similarities now because eclipses They do bring similar situations to the forefront. However, look back into something, let's say that was more major, and use the wisdom from that. What happened back then? What did you experience? What did you go through? You're seeing those certain similarities coming up now. You very well could be handling that a lot differently, a lot differently. So when you have the moment, reflect back to February 2008, if you can remember, and you'll see, like you very well could be seeing more synchronicity during the eclipse as well. And this week, things coming together even more so. Don't push anything. I get people, when am I meeting my person? Oh my God. Like, calm down. Don't push things. Don't do that. Things come together in the right time. So certain things have to end before we start the new. We have to learn lessons before we start the new with relationships and so on and so on. So you can always book a reading with me to get a lot more clarity and confirmations with what's happening, what's coming in, and so on. So as we're moving into the third and the fourth, you might be like, you know what, I gotta declutter my place. Maybe it's your vehicle, maybe it's your office where you're working, maybe it's your home, maybe you're like, yeah, I just want to go through my junk drawers or donate this, or God, I got too much stuff. I mean, I'm always giving stuff away. I actually gave away oh my God, I have so many plants, like a lot of plants, and I don't know how many plants, quite a few. And I gave all of my smaller plants away to my friend. And I only left myself four bigger plants, because I knew I was getting my dog. But yeah, I gave them all away, right? I gave to a friend of mine who I know she loves plants. So I'm like, yeah, sure, you can have all these plants. I'll box them all up for you when you know. So that worked out really well. And I know they're going to a good home. So, but you might find that, yeah, I'm going to declutter, like we are moving into spring season soon, hopefully, where I'm at, we're at my winter, of course, and we don't know with the weather patterns, what's coming here, what's coming next. So, but look back onto again, January, really reflect back onto them. You will see that coming to more fruition right now, results and so on. Your intuition is going to be a lot stronger as well. So don't second guess. Like even I was reading into something, all of a sudden I was getting insights here, and there. And I'm like, okay. So even if you're seeing certain things, you're like, oh my God, just pay attention to it. It's how we work through things. It's how we handle situations is what it comes down to. Any challenging situations, if I knew I had to, like even when I had to go to the vet just for a little checkup, I'm like, okay, it's going to be everything's going to flow, all of those things. Psych yourself up, especially when we know we have these challenges. You could be a lot more flexible during the third and the fourth as well. Well, more spontaneous. You could be starting to detach even more, especially if you've ended certain situations. Your boundaries are going to be stronger, 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 stronger. Sometimes we just need space to ourselves. It's like, oh my gosh, I just no, I'm not going to be doing all of these running arounds for you, or no, I'm not going to be doing all of these things. I need space and time for me. So I'll get back to you, when I can, or no, I'm not going to be doing all of these, whatever it is, right? So setting boundaries. Yeah, but whenever I talk to, like my family or my friend or whatever, God, I normally talk for hours. Cut that down to 20 minutes or so. You know what I mean? Pay attention to what drains you, really drains you. Really cut that down. Really seriously cut that down. Because when you're allowing yourself to get drained from certain things or people or situations or whatever it is, it's just going to continue unless you start making changes to that. So some of you might even been having some nightmares, about, oh my God, about this and that. However, our dreams show us a lot of things. So your dreams during the eclipse time, even, it's going to show you things. So you could be dreaming about fears. You could be dreaming about what's coming up. Some of you could get like, bits and pieces of your future. Some of you, like whatever it is. So mark it down. I'm always saying write it down because certain dreams that you're really supposed to remember, pay attention to that because there's a bigger message in there. The universe is saying, pay attention to this. We want to show you this. Like you have to deal with this, or this is your fear, whatever it is. Just write it down. Start writing it down. You can always book a reading with me, and I can give you the message with what your dream is about, and so on and so on. When you do see a loved one or a pet, people that you've known that's passed on come in your dream, that's actually them. Yes. So now, as we're moving into the 5th and the 6th of February, you're going to listen and like just really listen how your body feels during this time. So you could be like, oh gosh, I'm feeling a little run down, or oh, I ate that and it didn't sit right. Maybe I need to make some changes and cut certain things out of my diet, or oh my gosh, I'm getting more. I need to, maybe I got to go to the gym. Maybe I need to join more of an exercise class. Maybe I need to get outside more. It's maybe I need to get more active more, or maybe I've been too active and I just need to have my body relax right now. So you could get pulled into, gosh, I got to book like, maybe I got to get a trainer, like a fitness trainer. Maybe I have to do this. So you're going to be really feeling the pull during that time of changes. What's out of alignment, even more with your body. Like when we start to exercise, I always remember one of my yoga teachers says, like your body will tell you where it's at when you're doing yoga. That's very true. Like yoga, some of it can be very difficult, yes, and some we have to go by our flow. I'm not saying to go join yoga, no. But when we start exercising, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm out of breath so easy. It just tells you where your body is. Where some of us were like, oh yeah, I ran 2 miles today, like that feel really good. Maybe tomorrow I'm going to try 2.5 or 3 miles, sort of thing. So really listen to your body right now, but don't push it. Like don't push it. Make sure you're stretching properly and so and so and so. You very well could be a lot more creative and feeling more or optimistic and motivated right now during the 5th and the 6th as well. That full moon very well will spark some creativity. Maybe that full moon will bring up some projects, let's say, that you want to start, or projects that you need to work on or get finished. Maybe some of you will get really artsy and be like, I'm going to paint my house, like whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Write it down. Just write it down. Get your vision boards out there. Start the manifesting. This is a huge time to manifest, like huge time to manifest. Like you'll see just how quickly you can manifest. Boom, 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 boom. How many of you have noticed that, gee, I'm just thinking about something and boom, all of a sudden you'll see an ad, or boom, all of a sudden you'll get that message sent to you. Like that happens to me quite often. And I'm like, oh my gosh, right? So you can manifest. All of us can manifest, but just be really careful what you're wanting to manifest and so on. Because this is a year, as I've mentioned, year of the fire horse, which starts on the 17th as well. New Year, 17th, universal 1 year, eclipse. Oh my God. February is a pretty big month. Pretty big month. We can transmute the old and move into the new. So, as I always say, January and February, up until, when the new year officially starts, we're clearing up leftovers from 2025. So resolve what needs to resolve right now, you guys. Like seriously, resolve. And for some reason, I'm seeing books. I'm just hearing books very strongly. Maybe some of you are going to be studying something new, or maybe some of you are going to be giving some books away. Or maybe some of you are going to be like, yeah, I got all these books, and maybe I'm just going to take some time for me and start reading these books, no matter what type of books they are. So, I actually gave some of my books away, really good books, but I'm like, I read them already and such like that. And I mean, selling books is it's impossible. I just give things away. So so pay attention to where you're getting pulled to creatively wise, especially. So long-term goals, start setting those because you're implementing 2027 with this year. That started actually in 2025. So for those of you go back and you can look at my other videos, you'll see certain dates and such like that. And you'll be like, oh, that's why that happened, or that's why that didn't happen, and so on and so on. So pay attention to that. I also did a 2026 prediction video first week of December, I think it went out somewhere like that. And a few things that I predicted has happened already for this year, and it's happening. So it can give you that guidance of, oh, this is when this is going to happen, or oh my goodness, this is when that's happened. Like the good, the bad, and the ugly, needless to say. So people say, why don't you really go in depth with the leaders and politicians and stuff? Because it's so negative, I don't want to. And you got to watch what you have to say. I don't want my channel to go down. I've known people that have had their channels go down. You can attract dark forces. They can, hack into your account when there's a lot of darkness and stuff. But anyways, we're not even going to go on about that. You see what I mean? I don't like to deal with negativity, like and stuff like that, and fear tactics and so on. So you got to stay true to you. So it's like turn off the noise. I get people sending me videos, and I'm like, why are you sending me videos of that? I don't want to see what's going on with this and that. It's disturbing. I can already read into the energy if I want to, and I don't want to. So don't. Positive posts, no problem. No. Now, let's have a little chat with the cards to see what they have to say. I don't use cards when I do readings because I'm a clairvoyant psychic medium. So I also talk about your past life and so on, bring everything up, animal communications, and give you a full blown on reading. But this is collectively with the cards for the universe to see how the universe wants us to balance things. And that's specifically why I wanted to put this background up here, because the eclipse wants to bring things into balance for you, more into alignment. So trust the process. Seriously, like when you look back, so look back to January last year, 2025. God, 2026, we're in. My gosh. Look what happened way back in January, February last year. Like, I know what happened to me. We're not even going to go into that. But look back onto that time. Even last year, it was really difficult for a lot of people. So when you look at things this year, you're going to understand, oh, you know what? I actually had to go through that in 2025 to heal that, or to clear that, or to end that, or to start that, in order to take me into 2026 to get me to the grand finale in 2027 type thing. So, it's a lot of people are going through a lot. All of us are, because of these so-called leaders that are harming humanity and the world. Okay, so I'm not going to go on. I'm not. So, anyways, let's have a little chat, shall we, with the cards? But you'll see how far you have come. Whenever we're going through a lot of different things, sometimes it's like, boom, we're constantly putting out fires. We're constantly dealing with this and that because you're resolving it, clearing it, and getting it out. There's a lot of prophecies. Go back and look at the Hopi prophecy for those of you, Google it or whatever. A lot of it, oh my gosh, is so true with what their predictions are. There's more people moving in with families and friends because they can't afford the cost of living. That's so true. Like, what do you think I have to work every day? I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice. If I took a day off, oh my God, like with the cost of living, I wouldn't be able to do it. I live on my own. So just me, myself, and I. So you know what I'm saying? A lot of things are changing. So if that ever happened to me, it's going to be me and my little puppy Valentino, by the way. So, so who knows? But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, don't go into fear mode or anything like that. Like a lot more people are going to be, like having their own vegetables, their own garden and such like that, because our food's being poisoned and all of these horrible things. I have a friend of mine that has a farm, and her family actually, they have organic vegetables and stuff like that. So I'm going to be going through her, just certain things like that, because, or if you get any fruits and vegetables, even no matter if it's from the store, wherever you get it, wash it. I always do. So, but anyways, we're getting off topic here. So you could hear more about that meat during the eclipse season with more truth being exposed. So anyways, let's have a little chat with what's coming up for the energy from the 1st to the 6th of February. Wow, the eclipse is underway. People can go into fear, oh my God, unexpected events. Yes. So what I do is I always say during, especially expect the unexpected, Spirit, thank you for bringing positive changes into my life. I'm open to prosperity and abundance, positive events that are best for my highest purpose, my highest growth, my higher self, that's in alignment with my soul and my future and my destiny. So stay in a positive mindset, because somebody could, put into your mind, oh my God, all these horrible things are going to happen to you. Oh my God, really? You plant that seed in your mind. So whenever something comes up, you can take something very simple, and because somebody has put that in your mind, and blow it out of proportion and create that negative event. Oh yeah, that happened. Oh my God. See, keep your mind as positive as you humanly can. We all go through challenges. Of course we do. So 1st to the 6th of February, what's the message from the universe? What is the message from the universe? The message. So not all of you guys are going to resolve or connect. Wow, what a perfect card this is. Not all of you guys are going to connect with these cards, of course not. But if you do, this message is for you. Make sure you guys like my channel as well. Make some comments. Let me know what's going on. Subscribe to my channel, for goodness sakes. Get into nature, coexistence, gather, limit waste. Yes, get into nature. Nature is the best way to help ground you. When you're feeling off, when you're feeling, oh my God, I don't know, I'm just go for a walk. If it's really cold outside, like limit the walk or so, but make sure you dress it. Maybe do, like something outside wherever you're at. The more you get in touch with nature, your mind will calm down. Like I'll do photography, and I'll go out for nature walks and take pictures of certain things. Whatever I kind of drawn to or whatever. So go hug a tree, go by the ocean, go by the lake, go just take that silence within, because when you're sitting in nature, you're going to hear those messages coming through from your soul. All of a sudden, your intuition will get stronger. Your gut instinct, your soul, your inner GPS, your inner groover will start speaking to you. But you have to be open to hear those messages, because sometimes you'll get a message and you're going to be like, oh my God, I didn't want to see that. Like I get messages too that I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to see that person having to go through that, or this is coming up for me, or just certain things like that. But I'd rather be shown the truth than to live in an illusionary fantasy mind of not reality. So nature is a very good way to heal. Nature is a very good way to get clarity, all of those things. Like I have a friend that every day she'll go for a walk. She lives more so like more in the country, but she will still go for a walk, even when it's minus 30. And I'm like, oh my God. I said, are you outside for like 10 minutes? She goes, no, no, no. I'm outside, like maybe 45 minutes an hour. I'm like, what? But, she dresses for it. But she says, when I come back in, I make myself a cup of tea. I might have a hot shower if I'm feeling a little chilled. And boy, do I ever feel good. I can sit down and do my work and all of those things. So just do that, because your mind will open to new things. So, yeah, he's so cute. He's sleeping right now. My little baby. So, yeah, you got to watch his Instagram channel, by the way, for Valentino 2026 888. I have a few outfits for him. And he discovered outside I have a little backyard. So, of course, I put sweaters and outfits on him to keep him warm. He's like, oh my God, I'm outside. Oh, I'm exploring. So, so let's have a little chat with the animals. February 1st to the 6th, the animal kingdom. I'm an animal communicator. Talk to your animals when they've passed on and also when they're currently alive. You know, like even when I picked up Valentino, I'm not going to go into a lot of details, but it's very loud, a lot of dogs barking, very pushy and stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. So when I got him home and I had him like kind of in an area because you have to, puppies, you can't have them wandering all over, they could hurt themselves. He was just barking and barking. So I calmed him down. So long story short, he slept the full entire night, because all of that aggression, all of that noise, nonstop barking, rah, 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 rah. He comes very kind of tense and freaked out and his nervous system's out and everything. And he calmed right down. I put him to bed at 9:30 at night. He slept the whole entire night until I got up at 6:15 a.m. A puppy, a brand new puppy that sleeps a whole entire night. He's been doing that every night. So it's like, calming him down. He's very content, very happy, like right away. So it's like we can heal someone, we can heal an animal and really bring them back down to ground. I've always had rescue puppies and stuff a lot of times. Um, but yeah, so don't get me going on them. So the first of February to the 6th, what is the message from our animal kingdom? Message from our animal kingdom. Message, animal kingdom. So mind you, I tuned in, I was reading him, reading his energy when he was very like barking and stuff. And I'm like, what's going on? And I'm like, oh, that's it. That's poor little baby. Message. Okay. All right. So the energy that fell today from the animal cards, animal kingdom, is sacred abyss. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at that. Birds. Birds are messengers. I get messages from the birds all the time. How many of you can feel, that bird's a little different? That, I don't know, like pay attention to birds. They're messengers. They could be your loved ones coming around you. There's lots of messages in birds. Like, look at that door they're walking through. That's like sacred, very sacred. New doors, new beginnings. Eclipses, new beginnings. Birds also represent self. This is a time of huge transformation for you. Huge transformation. Some of you really could like go through a huge major transformation in quantum leaps during this time with the eclipse. That's why I surrender it and I'm open to positive experiences, positive new experiences that are best for my highest growth, higher self, wisdom, all of that. That's in alignment with my soul and the direction that I'm going. The eclipse is very faded energy. This was long written out before you were born during this eclipse, by the way. I just got goosebumps. So what happens during this eclipse? Oh my gosh, right? So I got some goosebumps on that one. So look at that. Like, look at that. That's a very beautiful card. It's like there's the doors of the light coming, and that's your higher self. Your soul saying, open those new doors. Pay attention to new doors, new beginnings, new opportunities that come in. We can get opportunities coming to us. Don't rush in unless you're like, that's very much in alignment with me. You know, last year I had that new opportunity coming in during the eclipse season. I had offered a huge television job and I had to turn it down because I was going through skin cancer and a few other things. So it just, I had to look at my health and so on and so on. So, you know, golden doors open. So that's why I'm saying last year, look at what you went through, that you were healing, perhaps, that you were clearing, that you were resolving. Was it pleasant? No. But you did it. You walked through that. You healed it. You cleared it. You resolved it, or you could still be dealing with it now. So, you know, it's a very powerful time, very powerful time. So I'm just saying, like, you guys, so let's just have a little chat with another deck. I just grabbed decks that I'm really pulled to. I let the universe guide me. Don't force things. February 1st to the 6th. What's going on here? There's a lot of things happening. February 1st to the 6th. It's coming in. Message. Oh, can't make this up. Look at that card. Manifest. Manifesting. Huge time to manifest. Look at that treasure chest. What do you want? Where's your dreams? Are you working towards it? Manifesting, watch your thoughts, right? That's why, honestly, like if you, especially if you see even the numbers 555 coming up, that's change. That's a sign that changes, life changes are coming. So life changes could go either way. So as soon as I see that number, thank you for bringing me in positive new opportunities. That's in alignment. I'm open to beautiful new opportunities, beautiful changes. Immediately, I start saying that as soon as I see 555 coming in. So I started to see that a lot before I got Valentino. And I'm like, well, yeah, that's when I'm getting my puppy. He actually came earlier than expected, too. So make sure you write your intentions down. Get your vision boards going. Don't worry about how it's going to happen or when or anything. Just start writing down what you want, your dreams. Oh, how am I going to get that? Don't worry about any of that. None of that. So even this year, there's something big that could very well be coming for me. But I'll just kind of see towards how things go on, how things are working to see if, yeah, maybe if this year, or maybe I might wait till next year. So just start writing things down. Those are long-term goals. Write it down. Just write it down. Get on it, you guys. But be very specific with what you want to manifest. So I want my soulmate. Well, you can attract lots of different people to you. But what are you attracting? So be very careful. Now, how many of you guys have subscribed to my channel? How many of you are going to be joining me right here live on YouTube on Tuesday, February the 10th at 12 noon Mountain Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern or 11 a.m. Pacific? And you can ask me a question, or if you'd like a very personalized, detailed reading, book through my website, soulworkerjenny.com. And make sure you follow me on Instagram on Jenny Cousins. Until the next live show comes on, or the Cosmic Vibes series comes before, which it will, I will see you all then. Namaste.